Shalom. All praise and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem. That means in the name of Yahweh Shai, whom this world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Salutations to the hopefully elect that are scattered to the four corners of the earth, to be alike unto the speckled bird. Double elders to the honors and apostles, a great millstone who taught me this truth and who rule well. Shalom.
Employees, throwing in new incentives, including bonuses, wage increases, sign-on rewards as well.
But Victor, our next guest is going even further. He's offering to pay college tuition for his employees. Skylar Reeves owns 5 restaurants throughout Prescott, Arizona, with a 6th one in the works. Skylar, great to see you. Before we get to this very cool, and I can't wait to hear how you're doing this, incentive for luring workers back, why? Why are you having such a hard time finding workers for your restaurants?
Well, in my experience, there's two main reasons. The number one reason is the unemployment, the enhanced unemployment benefits. So with my experience, I've had several people come to me and basically say, look, when I can't get unemployment anymore, we'll come back. It's a tough job. These are entry-level jobs, and so when you kind of feel like we're competing with that unemployment rate a little bit. So I think that's the number one cause in my experience. We've also had talks with employees saying, look, I want to come back to work, but can you guarantee me that I'm going to make more than I would on unemployment? For a tipped person, you can't necessarily guarantee what kind of tips they are. You can make a good guess, but for someone that's in a tight financial situation, no one wants a pay cut, right? So that's kind of the experience we've had. I think the other issue is that right at the beginning of the pandemic, when we had to lay so many people off, some of those workers immediately went to work for someone else that was hiring. And if you remember at the beginning there, the people that were hiring was Costco, Walmart, Amazon, those folks. And I think some of those guys and gals are just kind of in their routine at their new gig, and I think that's part of the reason as well.
Yeah, it's interesting that we heard from the
Yeah, definitely. Hey, for real. Hey, so look, workers are saying, can you guarantee that I'm going to get more than these enhanced uh, unemployment benefits? And this is that gift that spoiled the heart, man. Because look, most of these big corporations are privatized corporations, man, with like shell entities and all that, and they own these businesses and they want their workers back. So like the man just said, they trying to entice the workers to come back, but they have to increase their wages. Me personally, I got an email that from Robinhood app. It's like an investment platform, but they were saying that corporate America has to increase wages, to entice the workers to come back because the unemployment insurance is so extreme, it's so high. A lot of workers are getting more on unemployment than they were working a job, slaving for the man, so to say. So I mean that's a big deal, and these corporations they have to increase their wages, man, or they're not gonna have no workers. As of recently, 24 Republican ran states have cut off or have shortened the time span prematurely for unemployment insurance because they want their workers back, man. This is like a conflict of interest. It should be illegal for them to do so, but this is Esau, Edom's land, Great Babylon, spiritual Sodom in Egypt. So they do what they will. That's like one of their demonic philosophies. They doing what they want to do. They want their workers back, so they trying to cut off the unemployment insurance so to have their slave labor back. So let's continue on with this video real quick.
Earlier today that he said that the additional unemployment benefits, there was no measurable way that he saw that those were keeping people from returning to work. So I want to pull that thread a little later, but I don't want to get too far beyond what your actual offer is, because for employees, potential employees, this could be huge. Tell us what the offer is.
Sure. So, we want to be a great company.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into all that. I don't want to hear all that. I mean, but he's offering to pay like tuition for them to go to college, his workers to go to college and stuff like that, and trying to make it a sweet deal. But if you look at how they were able to shut down the whole world's economy due to a false flag event, because those of us in the truth, we know, man, because everybody walking around right now with no mask on, and I guess most people have taken a jab, but I highly doubt that. because a lot of people that I even work with, man, in my little job I work at, because my main source of employment was shut down during this whole thing. I live in it,
So,
like I
you
say,
know,
I live in
we're kind of
Nevada, so I work in the entertainment side of it, basically doing like the like stagehand work, stuff like that. All that shut down. Ain't no performers, none of that, no mirth. You know what I'm saying? So when all that stuff happened, I had to go find other work. So I found other work. I'm working there now, and then they gave us a plant raise and all this other stuff to keep us because a lot of people walking away because their industries is coming back. I'm not trying to step backwards or whatever it is, but until I can get my own business, I'm still working my little 9 to 5. you know. So I don't, these incentives and sign on bonuses for his new jobs, and everything's normal. Like I say, nobody's wearing a mask now. You go into the store now without a mask, it almost feel weird because before you couldn't even enter the store without a mask. But the power that they had to shut down everything, you know, it's like it's unprecedented. And I was telling my wife, I mean, these are unprecedented times, and things won't be the same, and things are not because they still talking about maybe mandating it, you know, starting with the workers and then mandating it for the general public, you know. So everybody's pointing at, you got a lot of people who are in the spirit of and knowledge of the Most High Yahweh, and they speaking out, and they concerned with the rise of this what they call the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, because a lot of us are waking up out of our sleeps, so to say, and coming into the knowledge and truth of who we really are, because for hundreds of years living in this place, being indoctrinated and being lied to, it's a paradigm shift, so there are some of us who probably still knew, but you have the likes of Leroy Bivens, the brothers call him Abba Bivens, in the 70s and 80s, and the One West schools, and the splinter branch groups that branched out from there, the House of David, and you got groups like IUIC, who basically right now are still telling a lie because you know, they're not telling their followers about the mark of the beast, and that's something that Great Millstone has been pivotal in early on, and they're one of the first groups, the only groups that I've seen, one of the only camps that I've seen do that, from the elder and apostles on down. So, like I say, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone because they're bringing out the truth, and they bring out the knowledge of the tribes, the 12 tribes, and how we scattered to the four corners of the earth. They cover the ones here in the United States and America in general. Starting with the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's like you. So America's worker shortage is real and getting worse by the day, U.S. Chamber CEO says. So, hey, let's get some scriptures though. All right. So we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish. Okay, so the almond tree is significant because the almond tree, by definition, is the tree that springs forth first in a time of life, in the season of life, which is called spring. The almond tree flourishes first. It says, "And the almond tree shall flourish." And what is the almond tree representative of? That's talking about the nation of Israel, the children of the Most High. Because the spirit of prophecy, he gives the word to us first. That's why it says, "And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets." Right? So it's a sad time. It's a time of mourning for this place, and they trying to bring everything back. But, the sound of the grinding is low. The grinders cease because they are few. They are few because they being spoiled. So let's get to that. All right, Ecclesiastes 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. Right? Man, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. That's right. You look at it, look at these payments, and they talking about rolling out the universal basic income, you know, and that right there could be considered a gift because I mean, of course we all working, we earn it, but since it's coming through his system, it looks like it's coming out of his hands. And, they want to increase the size of their control over the people. They want to lord over the people. You got to remember the word government means to control your mind. We got to look into the etymology of words, and we got to understand what these things mean, and we got to understand that what their motives are for doing such a thing. Right? Is it to make our hands weak? Right? Is it because the chariot showing up? They're fearful and they're trying to recompense or make atonement. Is that what this is? Right? So, hey, we shouldn't be deceived by the so-called gifts because it's going to destroy our heart, right? So a wise man, he's still going to look at this oppression. The men of the Lord are looking at this oppression, and in wisdom, you see what's going on with this oppressive system, and you get upset about it. And more of us are waking up. And you think Esau Edom, you think he's not concerned with that? That's why he's trying to make atonement. That's why he's trying to, appease us and spoil us with gifts. But do not be deceived. All right, jumping down to verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Okay? Wisdom giveth life to them that have it. And what is life? Hey, life is something that the Most High give us, right? And that's being alive. That's utilizing wisdom and knowledge. Fear of the Most High, Yahweh, is the beginning of all knowledge and wisdom. So when you fear him, hey, as his bride, Yahshua is his bride, hey, we don't go whoring after these other nations. We don't go worshiping them. We don't go worshiping their idols. We don't go coveting what they have. We don't want nothing that they got. We are to come out of this place. And that's the spirit of prophecy, which is Yahweh Shai, which is the word, the truth, and the life. So once again, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rahakak Wadash. Shalom to all the hopeful elect scattered to the four corners of the earth. Until the next one, Shalom.